Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that affects every single one of us. The state of our minds in this crazy digital world. A groundbreaking new report for 2025 calls it the Digital Crucible, and that's a perfect name for it. Because right now, technology is like a fire, forging our psychological well-being for better or for worse. It's a massive paradox. Our phones and apps are both the biggest new source of stress and anxiety, and the most revolutionary new tool for getting mental health support. So, how do we navigate this? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about the constant companion in your pocket. The report calls this the always-on world, and it's literally rewiring our brains. You've probably heard of the attention economy, where apps are designed to be addictive, but the science behind it is fascinatingly scary. Every notification, every buzz, triggers a tiny fight-or-flight response, releasing stress hormones like cortisol. At the same time, the unpredictable nature of these alerts, will it be a message from a friend or just spam, hooks our brains with a hit of dopamine, the same chemical that makes slot machines so addictive. Researchers call this a biochemical ping-pong match that leaves us feeling foggy, exhausted, and unable to focus. They even have terms for it now, like digital burnout and digital dementia, where our memory and cognitive skills actually decline from too much screen time. The scariest part, this isn't an accident. It's a feature, not a bug, designed to keep us scrolling so companies can make more money. And what about connection? Social media promised to bring us all closer together, right? Well, the paradox strikes again. A huge body of research, including a landmark 2025 study, shows a strong link between heavy social media use and feeling more lonely and isolated. But here's the fascinating twist. It really depends on how you use it and which platform you're on. Passively scrolling through feeds on platforms like YouTube or Reddit is linked to higher loneliness. But actively communicating with people you know on apps like WhatsApp is actually linked to lower loneliness. The problem isn't just the screen time, it's the mismatch. We go online searching for genuine human connection, but what we often get is a world of performance and curated images. When you use a tool designed for image management to fill a deep need for belonging, you end up feeling even more empty than when you started. That's the loneliness paradox in a nutshell. This leads us to the comparison trap. We all know that what we see online is just a highlight reel, the best, most filtered moments of someone's life. But even when we know it's not real, our brains can't help but compare. This constant upward social comparison is a direct line to envy, low self-esteem, and even depression. It fuels what experts call FOMO, or the fear of missing out, that nagging anxiety that everyone else is living a better, more exciting life than you are. The link is especially strong for teenagers and young adults who are trying to figure out who they are while being bombarded with these impossible standards. It's like trying to build your self-worth on a foundation of quicksand. On top of this chronic, low-grade stress, there's the acute danger of with almost half of all internet users experiencing online harassment. The digital world can become a source of genuine trauma. Unlike schoolyard bullying, it can be anonymous, relentless, and permanent. When you combine this threat with the underlying feelings of loneliness and inadequacy, you get a recipe for serious psychological harm. But it's not all doom and gloom. While technology is creating these problems, it's also creating incredible solutions. The rise of telehealth has been explosive. Before the pandemic, only about 20% of psychologists offered therapy online. By 2023, that number had jumped to nearly 70%. The online therapy market is set to be worth over $64 billion by 2025. This means more people can get help than ever before. Beyond simple video calls, we have a whole world of mental health apps, AI-powered diagnostic tools, and virtual support groups. But this brings us to the next big question. What about the rise of the algorithmic therapist? AI can do amazing things, like helping to detect early signs of distress by analyzing speech patterns, or even helping neurosurgeons pinpoint the source of seizures. But can an algorithm truly show compassion? A 2025 study from Brown University found that many AI chatbots regularly violate basic mental health ethics, like confidentiality. Experts agree that no algorithm can replace the trust and empathy of a human therapist. This raises a critical concern. Are we heading towards a two-tiered system? One where those who can afford it get real human therapy, and everyone else gets a potentially flawed AI-driven substitute. It's an ethical minefield that the field is just beginning to navigate. So, how do we fight back and cultivate what the report calls digital thriving? It's not about throwing your phone in the river. It's about building an intentional, healthy relationship with technology. This is the science of digital wellness. One popular tool is the digital detox, taking a planned break from social media. Research shows that even a 1-week break can significantly reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety and improve sleep. But a detox is just a reset button. For long-term change, we need a philosophy, like digital minimalism, popularized by Cal Newport. This isn't about being it's about being pro-intention. You consciously choose a small number of digital tools that truly add value to your life, and happily ignore the rest. It's about decluttering your digital life so you have more time and focus for what really matters. On a practical, day-to-day level, this comes down to mindful technology use and setting boundaries. Mindfulness is about pausing before you pick up your phone and asking, why am I doing this? It's about turning off non-essential notifications to break that addictive dopamine loop. And it's about noticing how different apps make you feel. Are you energized or drained after scrolling? Boundary setting is just as critical. This means creating tech-free times, like the first hour of your day or during meals. And it means creating tech-free spaces, like making your bedroom a no-screen zone to protect your sleep. But individual action can only go so far. A lot of this pressure, especially digital burnout, comes from our workplaces. The expectation to be always on is a systemic problem, not an individual failing. The report argues that protecting employees from digital overload should be a matter of occupational health and safety, just like providing an ergonomic chair. This means companies need to create policies, like the right to disconnect after work hours and stop putting the burden of coping solely on the employee. Looking ahead, the report highlights some fascinating new frontiers. One is the search for authenticity in a world of online personas. We all want to be our true selves, but social media algorithms often reward polish and perfection, creating what's called the online authenticity paradox. Another emerging trend is the intersection of our digital lives with other major issues, like eco-anxiety, where the constant stream of bad news online amplifies our climate fears. And finally, there's the psychedelic renaissance. As our digital world contributes to rising rates of depression and trauma, researchers are taking a serious new look at substances like psilocybin as powerful tools for healing. It is a sign that we're desperately searching for ways to find deep meaning and connection in a world that often feels shallow and distracting. So, what's the takeaway from all this? The digital crucible is here to stay. Our technology is powerful, and it's changing us in profound ways. The path forward isn't about rejecting technology, but about taking control of it. It requires a shared responsibility. Researchers need to keep building the evidence. Tech companies have an ethical duty to design for well-being, not just engagement. Policymakers need to create regulations that protect us. And as individuals, our task is to become more mindful, more intentional, and more deliberate about how we use these powerful tools. We have the ability to design a digital future that enhances our humanity, rather than diminishes it. It's a challenge, but it's one we have to face together. Thanks so much for watching. This is a massive topic, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. How do you manage your relationship with technology? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video valuable, please give it a like and subscribe for more deep dives into the science of living well. See you in the next one.